Greetings and welcome everyone to Bionic Doos. Bionic Doos is a game by Arkan Games, who are the creators of A Valley Without Wind and A Valley Without Wind 2. Two games which I haven't played because they are randomly generated Metroidvanias, which scare me. Anyway, Bionic Doos is this turn-based mech roguelite, I believe. It's a very interesting sort of game, and it's kind of really difficult to explain, so I'm going to start a brand new game, and I think that's probably going to be the best way to try and explain it to you. And just go through the very first few missions and then explain to you how it works that way, because starting it from the middle of the game, it would be really weird and basically just not very good. Anyway, so let's talk about this right here. We've got Assault, Siege, Ninja, and Science. These are our sort of like, I guess, characters, I guess you could say. These are our mechs, or Exos, as they're called. What you can do here is you can change them, and each one will specialize in a different sort of ability. So you can see this is a sniper. I guess they can use ultra long ranged weapons, and then we've got this brawler who can use like sort of melee attacks, and then we've got the science guy over here who is good with like hacking and all those computer things. You remember the intro to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, Donatello does machines? That's essentially this guy. He's Donatello. So, hello, Donatello. Over here we've got, sorry, let me go back to the mechs first, or Exos. Oh, I'm gonna have to get used to calling them Exos. So with these Exos, these are basically just our characters who we can choose to play as. Each one can sort of change how you play the game, and it adds a lot of interesting sort of things to the game, because depending on which ones you choose, you have lots of really different dynamics. So if you pick like nothing but snipers, which I believe you can actually do, yeah, you can actually just pick nothing but snipers, you can have this big emphasis on ultra long range combat and just be really far away, but you'll have rubbish when it comes to science and hacking, and so you won't be able to get stuff like hacking. You won't be able to hack computer terminals or anything like that. So there is that sort of thing. So so you can choose all of your little characters, which is actually pretty interesting. So for like replays, it's actually pretty cool, or replaying the game, it's actually pretty cool. Anyway, let's talk about these people over here. We've got Meg, we've got Axis, Emma, Meg again, Tuck, Genji, and Ray, or Ree, whatever. Ree, what is up with your face? Anyway, all of these characters have their own sort of a special ability that they can give to these characters. Actually, let me just click start a new game. Actually, crap, I don't even remember what was the correct thing that we had this set up as. Ninja. Yeah, Ninja. Anyway, so Meg here, she can give a passive boost to loot, and it'll make it loot more usable. And Emma over here, she'll be able to what is this? She also gets more money back from the store when she sells something, so Emma can do that. Axis has the ability to see 4 missions out on the city map instead of the usual 3, which is pretty good. You can also skip missions as well. She can also has the ability to undertake missions that are 2 away rather than the usual one. That actually sounds pretty good. All right, let's do Axis here, because you know, who wants to play as Meg? Ugh, Meg. You can also choose to play as Ironman Mode, which is pretty cool. If you don't know what Ironman Mode is, it's actually really awesome. I've done a few Ironman runs of certain games, and they're rubbish. I was going to say rubbish. They're really cool, rather. Basically, they just mean if you die once, that's pretty much it. That's the end of the game. You won't get to respawn, essentially. Now, I just want to clarify something real quick before we get any further into the game. Roguelites and me, or roguelikes in general, just rogues in general, and myself, we do not get along very well at all. In fact, I am quite rubbish at them. So instead of playing at normal, hard, expert, or misery, which sounds insane, I'm going to be playing at easy, because you know, that's what the difficulty settings are there for. So don't bitch about me playing on easy, okay? Because I'm rubbish at these games, and it'd probably be even more painful if we were to just watch me be bad at them. Anyway, so this is our sort of city map. These are randomly generated, by the way, so every time you replay the game, your city that is here and your missions that you have to choose from will be completely different. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you ever like get a really bad roll, you can always just re-roll your city, essentially. On the right hand side here, we've got the robot army. These are the bad dudes that are coming to attack us. Basically, we've got our HQ and we need to defend it from the enemies. The enemies are trying to attack us and kill us, and so we need to stop them from doing that. In 50 days, we'll have our final battle. Each mission takes about a day, and so we'll be able to do 50 missions, and then we'll be up to the final battle. Each mission will determine how prepared we are for the final battle. So once it gets to the dawn of the final day, and it will say like, if you've been doing really well in your missions, you'll have a really easy time against the final battle. Well, easy is relative there, but if you've been doing rubbish in all of your missions, then you're most likely going to have a really tough time in the final mission. So that's something to keep in mind as you're playing through this game, that if you get like maybe 25 missions in and you notice that you're doing really poorly and you fail like over 75% of your missions, then you may just want to re-roll your entire character and redo it so that you can get a better chance next time. There is a save game and stuff like that, so don't worry about like having to do it all in one sitting, or you don't have to worry about like if you mess up a certain mission, you can just reload it, although I don't believe you can do that with the Ironman stuff, so keep that in mind. Anyway, this is our mission select area. So we've got destruction, we've got office building, we've got hacker, we've got field depot, and we've got all of these other missions. And basically, these missions have one specific objective for us, and when we go in there, we can only do that mission. We can leave, but it will cost us a day, so we've got to make sure that when we go into a mission, it's what we want. So yeah, it's pretty tense just choosing a mission. This game is actually really tense in general. So I think I'll be doing destruction. Barricades are... Oh, actually, no, hold on. I hate those sorts of missions. Never mind. Office building. Creeping through an infested office building sounds like fun and profit, right? Well, there's plenty of profit. 4 times the usual number of small loot containers, but fun. While the place is filled with mines and tripwires. Destroy the energy reactor in the facility to win the mission. No. Number of locked doors, have your hacker tools. Okay, so we need science, and we've got a science guy. Alright, let's do the hacker. Alright, there we go. There's a bunch of text there, we don't need that. Alright, so now we're actually in the mission. Now, okay, so let's look at our little UI over here. We've got toggle stealth, which basically just allows us to go stealthy. We've got pistol, which is basically just our basic attack. We've also got a laser rifle, which is pretty useful. You see here, we've got 32 shots with our pistol, and we've got an attack range of 5. That basically like you can see this is a grid base, so that means we can shoot, I believe, 5 tiles away. But with this, we've got this laser rifle, we've got an attack range of 8 that allows us to shoot like 8 tiles away, which is pretty good. This is actually really good, the laser rifle. I don't know why that isn't auto-equipped by default. I'm just going to use that. Actually, hold on, there's a bad guy over here. This is actually something that I really quite like about the art style of this game. If you zoom out, like, it's very obvious where the enemies are. They stick out like a real sore thumb. And what's pretty cool is that they actually use a lot of color to try and distinguish the Exos from the background. So you see here, there's a lot of metallic grays and blacks in the game. But then if you look at the Exos, I was just trying to like drag and whatever. If you look at the Exos, they've got a lot of color in them. You see how they've got lots of blues, and if we look at this one, owl, it's got a lot of sort of yellowy sort of colors, and so you can sort of just spot them out from a glance, and which is pretty good. It's very useful to try and do that, to try and distinguish characters from other ones. I'm going to destroy you. This game is actually surprisingly hilarious, which is really weird. I didn't expect a roguelike to be so funny. It's just like, what? How does that even work? Because like the enemies that you kill have a tendency to just make the most hilarious of sounds. It is really quite odd. Now we just swapped to our science character, but I actually don't need that. I guess we'll swap to the ninja in order to stealth around. We've got a welding laser. No, let's use a light machine gun. There we go. We can destroy this cover. Now this game actually has a pretty big emphasis on cover, and you want to take cover, and you want to try and lure enemies out and get them to you to attack them rather than walking into their line of fire. So you see here, we've got cover here, and we want to stay behind it. Now enemies can destroy cover, so we got to be careful, but here's what we want to do. We want to lure them out, so we can use this whistle over here, tell them to come on out, and then we can wait. Come on out. Surely he heard that. Come on out. No, okay, fine. Let's destroy this. Oh, there we are. So now he's come out. And there we are. So now we managed to just lure him out, and there we are. There we go again. So that's basically what you want to do in this game. You want to try and lure the enemies out and get them to come to you instead of walking into their line of fire. You can do that by doing like whistles, stuff like that, which is pretty useful. There we go. Look at that. I'm just destroying them. They don't stand a chance. Now you see here we've got this locked door. Hacking cost 1. Now we could destroy it, I believe, but it's got 10,000 health, so that's actually not feasible at all for us, I believe. So what we want to do is we need to hack it, and this will cost 1 hacking point. We have 9 hacking points to do, and that will give us a small loot chest behind it. So now we have a Mark 1 slave reactor of energy. This is basically loot for us, which we can equip at the end of missions. What that will do is we'll basically just buff our characters and make them more powerful and more prepared for the final battle and the dawn of the final day and stuff like that. I think that guy just committed suicide. Also, I should probably mention how you use WASD to move. So if you want to move up, you just press W. If you want to move down, you press S, A and D, left and right respectively. And so it's fairly simple controls in order to move. So there's no actual like something that's really annoying is when games have this sort of artificial difficulty when they're just being really vague and obtuse for the sake of it, and that is how they create their difficulty. But this game is very clear and very upfront with what it wants you to do. It's like, we want you to move, we'll just tell you how to move using W, A, S, and D. And it's like, thank you game, that's very clear, very straightforward, and like, I understand what you want from me. I should have actually probably used my pistol there or whatever. Hold on, I'll do it. Oh shit, he's there. Shoot him. There we are. Shoot him. I should actually probably zoom out. There we are. Alright, so now you see this, now that the enemy is out of my range, actually never mind. The enemy was out of my range and had a small red thing. That means it is out of my range, and that means we were unable to attack it. So that's something to keep in mind with your characters. When they have a big yellow circle around them, that means they are in range, but if they have a small red one, that means they are not. Is that my... Where's this thing with my pistol? Who has the pistol around here? Is it you? Yeah, it's you. Okay, now we've got the pistol out. We can use it to shoot these mines. If you step on the mines, that would be bad because you would blow up and you damage your Exos, which is just silly. Also, speaking of silly, I walked right into that guy's like line of fire, which is something that I was talking about how you shouldn't do, and it's like, I should learn to understand my own advice. I should also really zoom out. That was really silly of me to be so zoomed in. Mark II Sparky Hardened Field Emitter or something like that. That's pretty useful, I think. Alright, what's in here? Mark I Scanner of Fortification. Alright. And what's in this one? Sure. Alright, so how many hacking points do I have left? I'm not 100% sure. Oh, if you look down here in the hacker, this is actually basically just describes what your mission is for this level. So if you ever like take a break and you want to come back and you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? You can just click this thing, or not click it, but just highlight it, and it'll tell you what you're doing. So it says hacker, and it's like, oh, it's just describing the mission to you. Now you see over here, we've got this little green pad, and we've got enemies in here, and this big red thing. This is the end of the mission area. What this means is that once we step onto that like green pad, that means we will have completed the mission. So we'll just keep that in mind where that is, so that we can come back at a later date. Let's whistle to try and get that guy out here. Come on, buddy. Would you stop moving back and forth? There we go. Yes. Ah, shit, I should probably swap back to the... Oh, he destroyed it. That was my only science guy. Oh, shit, I better get out of here then. Screw that. I'm out. Oh, shit. No, I'm out. There we are. No, wait, what? Hold on. What's going on? When all your... I want to get out. What is my mission objective then? Oh dear, is it because of this guy? There we are. Now let me out. Destroy the energy reactor. Oh, right, gotta destroy it first. There we are. It was the energy reactor, sorry. It's there's another mission that you have to do where you just step on it in order to do it, in order to leave, so I was confusing it with that. My apologies. Anyway, so now if we go back here, we can see what we've got here on the left hand is our characters, our Exos. And what we can also do here is change our Exos and what they have equipped on them. So now let's just go to the assault guy and let's put something on his laser rifle. Now what will happen here is the laser rifle will consume, like when we click something on here, it will say consumes 40 power, plus 59 max shields, and it will tell you what it's doing. So now, when it says consumes 40 power, that means it will consume 40 power down here. Power usage, 40 out of 100. So we have 100 total points of power to distribute. So that's our main, like, sort of, that's our sort of limit to what we can apply. So if we go over that amount of power, then we can no longer equip anything and we'll be in the red, which is bad. We can also equip certain things which can produce more power for us, allowing us to equip more items, which are pretty useful. But there is that sort of like risk versus reward. Like, is it more useful to just equip something that may be more useful instead of actually using something that will generate more power for us to equip more things? Like, should I do that? Should I not? That sort of thing. Let's put some more stuff over here. And what does this do? Consumes 10 power plus 10% attack power. Yeah, that sounds great, man. Alright, we also got over here, I guess we can just equip everything, I guess. I don't really pay that much attention to it because you don't really need to in the early game because, well, really, what else are you going to put on there? Not much when you don't have shit. Produces 60 power. That sounds actually pretty good. Alright, what do we got here? We got consumes 10 power. Okay, yeah, I'll do that one. So you just saw there, we had the choice between something that will produce more power or something that will give us more benefit. But since we are already using such little power, we don't really need to create any more power. So yeah, we can just skip the creation of power and just, you know, go straight to the whole give me more actual things sort of stuff. Anyway, in here we've got the store, which I actually haven't used that much. I guess I can just sell some of our stuff. There we go. Now we got money, and our credits are here. Well, credits, and yet it's got a $? What? Okay, so we got $349 credits, I guess. Not sure. Not sure how that's supposed to be said, but whatever. Anyway, so this is will sort the loot. So if we can't get any of the, so if we don't find good enough loot in our missions, we can go to the store. What's up with this screen shake? That is weird. Okay, that was really odd. I don't like that. Anyway, yeah, we can sort of just, that is actually really distracting. Is there any way to turn that off? Let's check the settings. I suppose now is a good time to check the settings. Alright, so for the game we've got our, we got controls we can change all around here. We can do that, which is pretty useful. Not really that complicated, and you can rebind. You can rebind all of these keys actually. I believe you can also do like the numpad keys. Can you? Oh wait, hold on, no. There we go. Yeah, you can do the numpad stuff as well, which is really good. I always love doing that. How do I return to default? I don't know. Move keyboard. What was this? West. It's like there, I guess. Yeah, it was A. Anyway, yeah. So we've got basic stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. You can rebind all your keys, which is really nice. Water playback speed, animate during the mission. That's pretty cool. I believe this is just a movement animation, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't actually really looked at that. View Nick Trujillo's comic. I don't actually believe this is... Oh, yeah, right. I forgot. This game is pre-release right now, so they actually haven't loaded in the comic files yet. They haven't actually put them onto the servers, so I can't actually view view the comic here. Basically, the comic will just explain more of the story and stuff like that, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so we've got also in here, we've got our window settings, so we can play at 3840 by 2160, or we can use full screen at 1280 by 720, stuff like that. We also have tons of other options that we can use for screen resolutions, and you can also set up your own custom one, which is nice. Fog of War dimness, which is actually if you don't know what the Fog of War is, it's basically the area around you. So if you can't see, so if you've previously like gone to an area, it will be no longer be covered by the Fog of War, and this will sort of just change like how dark that fog is, I believe. Also, this is just refresh rate. Wow, this goes up to 299 refresh rate. So that's. Are there even any monitors that go that high? That's insane. Anyway, let's just set that back down to 60. Actually, this doesn't even matter. I'll just set it to 87 or whatever. The recording program I use actually just caps my FPS for me, and I think I also have NVIDIA Control Panel do it for me as well. Anyway, that's techno babble talk, whatever. We've got also some volume sliders here, which is pretty good. You can just disable sound, disable music. They don't actually save any changes until you click save, so just do keep that in mind. So if you think like it's broken because like it's not making a difference when you click disable music here, you just have to click save, and then it will make a difference. So yeah, just undisable this, please. And now the music's starting again. And then we've got all this random basic shit that really is weird, and it's like, it's just stuff that is nice. It's that sort of nicety sort of stuff that it's not really useful. Not really useful, sorry, that's mean. It's like, not really necessary, but could be useful. There we go. That's more like it. So we've got like show robot forces windows in the missions. That's the stuff over here, and you've got all those other sorts of stuff as well. Like it'll also display like battle text damage and that sort of information. So it's pretty cool. So now let's just do one more mission. Oh, very difficult. Not a very good idea to do this until there are 30 or 40 days remaining. Okay. Ooh, armory. Let's go here. Let's see, what have we got here? Oh god. Walked into the wrong neighborhood, it seems. Let's do assault. Ow. Okay, there we go. Just quickly use our laser beams. Laser beams on everyone. Okay. Alright, so now let's just see what we've got around here. So let's just scan the map. You can zoom out by using the mouse wheel, and then you can move around the screen using the arrow keys, or just moving your mouse to the edges of the screen. I sort of just like to use the mouse to the corners of the screen just because it's more convenient, but the arrow keys are smoother scrolling, so if you're a big fan of smooth scrolling, then I guess I could recommend that. Come on out. There we go. Alright, you're out, Matt. So are you. Oh shit. Oh, lucky you got a miss. Alright, so now, yeah, the sort of targeting stuff is sort of like random, so you can miss a lot of your attacks even though you like randomly hit them, I believe. So I think that's actually I think that's only for enemies. I'm not 100% sure, but I think, yeah, the only chances for missing are for the enemies. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out, see if I actually do miss any of my shots. Yeah, I haven't actually been paying that much attention to it, but I just assumed like that was how it worked, but then I realized, hold on, I don't think I've actually missed any of my shots, so maybe it is just for enemies. Alright, someone keep an eye out for me as well, and watch the video and tell me if I ever miss any of my shots, and it says like miss, because I actually haven't noticed that. So yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. What is that? Computer terminal. Alright, we're gonna hack that bad boy. What we got here? Sure. Now what does that do? What does it do? I don't know. Oh, it destroys all traps in the sensor range. That's what it just did. You can read it up here in the normal message log. You can change that with the tilde key, which is that you can change it to the full message log, nothing, or just a normal message log. I like the normal message log just because, well, it's normal, and I'm normal too, damn it. And no matter what anyone else says. This is a mission pad. A big containment area full of guns. Exit the level to successfully claim this area. Okay. Alright, I guess I'm going to be doing that. Alright, blow that. Whoa! I just messed my guy up. I completely wrecked him. Okay, this is actually a pretty short mission. Wow, I thought this mission would be a lot longer. Oh well, so those are the sort of things that you'll experience in Bionic Dudes. It's very interesting, and I do really quite like this art style, by the way. It's very nice. So the game is coming out in a few days, I believe on October 10th, I believe, or October 8th. There's so many games coming out soon that my mind's been boggled. But it is coming out soon, and you should keep an eye out for it. It's going to be relatively cheap, like 15, 20, 10. It's going to cost like dollars, I guess, or pounds, or euros, whatever. It's going to cost some form of currency, and I don't know how much right now because I didn't do my research. Anyway, on that note, thank you for sticking around, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video of Bionic Dudes. As soon as the Steam store page is up, I'll be sure to put a link in this description below, and GG.